Looks like we got a new GameStop. Beyond Meat in the last 5 days has surged 360% in its stock price. Nothing has fundamentally changed with the business.
Right, I was going to say, I mean, Beyond Meat's still out here making burgers, right?
Is this short squeeze something we should all be taking part of?
Well, I am beyond excited to learn about this.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
From flankinvesting.com, this is MoneyGrooves, the show for intelligent investors. I'm David. I've been investing for over 10 years, and I've never bought a meme stock.
I'm Elliot. I'm taking my investment seriously.
In today's episode, it looks like we got a new GameStop. Beyond Meat in the last 5 days has surged 360% in its stock price.
Wait, Beyond Meat is selling games now?
No, it's a meme stock that's in the middle of a short squeeze.
Oh.
So causing the stock to pop. Elliot, do you know what a short squeeze is?
I actually don't know what a short squeeze is.
So a short squeeze happens when a stock has been really shorted. So there's it's called short interest. There's a lot of short interest on that stock. And so it's gone down, down, down. And then it becomes really cheap to buy a long position in there. And then if enough people do that, you squeeze the shorters because a lot of people short on margin. So then they get something called a margin call where they have to put up money and they have to sell their short position in order to keep the position online. What happens there is exactly what we saw with Beyond Meat. The stock just then pops. That's what a short squeeze is. Okay. So when there's enough pressure against all the shorters, then you see a pop in the stock price. That's a short squeeze.
Okay.
So what's dangerous about this? It's a meme. This is becoming a meme stock, right? Nothing has fundamentally changed with the business.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, Beyond Meat's still out here making burgers, right?
Yeah, they actually have had some new innovations. Like they just released Beyond Meat chicken tenders.
Oh.
But if we look at the business and where it is today, we can get a little bit more of a full picture before we go into, is this short squeeze something we should all be taking part of?
Well, I am beyond excited to learn about this.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Okay, so we're still down 48% in the last month on this company. So,
man, that is tough.
Yeah, and the stock price, we haven't updated the stock price today, so this is at $1.47. So the stock price will be updating later tonight. So Flank intentionally does not update every single day because we don't want people staring at the stock price. Right. You should be looking at the business because that's what we buy is businesses, not stocks. Right. But if we look at it, all right, it's $49 million. If we look at what that was, like 5 years ago with a price of basically 168 times 40, it was over $1 billion.
This is a wild drop.
Yeah, this is scary. When I initially looked at it, I thought, okay, it makes sense why it's getting pummeled because, revenue's falling, about down 5% in the last year, 5%, 5% in the last 5 years. Gross profit is actually not horrible. It's been, it's around 11%. So it's not wonderful. It's not horrible.
So if that Q4 2023, something went on there.
Yeah. It's never been profitable.
Wow.
And they're diluting. So that's not good to see either. So it makes sense why this stock has been punished.
Wow. So clearly there have been some things that have not gone exactly to plan at Beyond. But what excites you? What are their growth strategies?
So I wrote in my Flank post, is the stock a buy? I said, probably not. And I do want to do more research. I use this product. We went pescatarian for a while. And so Beyond Beef Shepherd's Pie is fantastic.
I literally had no idea, but I would definitely try that.
Yeah. Lots of red wine. But it's important to note, this company has 15% global market share of the meat, plant-based meat market.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And they set that their goal is to expand revenues to $1.5 billion by 2027. So that's pretty close. That's up from, what did we say revenues were? That's up from 300 million.
Yep.
So that's a very nice increase.
Yeah.
And then they laid out their growth plans. So diversification beyond beef. They want to go beyond beef alternatives into a full spectrum of plant-based proteins, including poultry, pork, and seafood.
Okay.
Seafood, plant-based sounds really nasty.
Yeah, plant-based seafood. I can do poultry. I don't know about that.
Yeah, the aggressive international expansion, where more plant-based meat adoption is popular.
Sure, yeah.
And then this is the one that I'm excited about, and I want to learn more about this in my research. But lab-grown meat is what this is talking about. Have you heard about lab-grown meat?
No, I'm not familiar with cell culture meat at all, and I don't know that I really want to be, but I feel like I'm going to be.
So basically, the idea with lab-grown meat is literally you grow protein strands in a lab, and then you get it's chemically the exact same thing, and there is a donor, so it's not, so there's a donor that has to, so you have to kill a cow first to get the lab grown, but then you never have to kill a cow again.
Right. Cow zero. Yeah, right.
Cow zero.
Right.
Yeah, which I think that's awesome. Like, I love meat. I don't love that something has to die for me to enjoy the meat.
Right.
I'd be okay. I don't get pleasure by killing an animal. Like, it's
totally. Thank you for confirming that for us, David.
Yeah, but it also, like, I think that there's a lot of
there's a ton of costs associated with animal raising and also animal processing. So yeah.
And not only costs on financial basis, but also an eco.
For sure.
Right? Like, cows produce methane. Methane is one of the most toxic chemicals to our ozone. It counts for like 10% of our entire greenhouse gas emissions.
Cows be farting.
Just cows. Cows be farting.
So, okay, even though that description of cell-cultured meat was possibly one of the most unappetizing things I've ever seen in my life, I do understand your excitement about it, and there are clearly some benefits. I can think of no better company than BYND to do this kind of thing.
That's what I thought.
Fits right in.
They have the funding. Yeah, they have the funding. They have the brand recognition.
Right.
If we look at just their interest over time, over the last 12 months, right? No one's talking about Beyond Meat. I hadn't thought about this company since it crashed, like 2 years longer than that. Like, after
when was the last time I thought about meat alternatives?
Yeah, and then right now it just surged. You
Wow.
know, so it's this is definitely becoming a meme stock. If you want to play a little bit of risk and just ride the meme stock, I don't recommend doing that. But I have considered it because I saw it before it really got main adoption. But I probably won't. I don't know. I'll make a flank post if I do take a position because I want to make sure I'm being transparent with my stock activity.
Sure.
But Buffett says if you're not going to own a stock for 10 years, you shouldn't own it for 10 minutes.
Right.
So I'm not going to just try to ride a short squeeze wave. But if there is something here and they are closer, just by management saying they want to have 1.5 in revenue by 27, that's a good indicator for me that this business, not the stock, the business is serious about doing better. And at $49 million for a globally recognized brand, that's a decent buying price for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't. You know what? $1.47. It's almost free.
Yeah. We don't care about stock price. We care about market cap.
You're
Remember,
right.
as intelligent investors, we don't think about we're buying just one stock. We're buying just a piece of paper for us to trade around, right? We are buying the business. So even if I buy one stock in this company for $1, less than I can get a gumball for. I don't know what gumball rates are.
What are the current gumball rates?
Yeah. But I don't think about that. I think about I'm buying this for $50 million, but the debt is a big problem.
So where do we go from here? Like, what are some things we can look at to learn where this might go?
Yeah, let's look back at GameStop.
Okay.
So if we look
I love GameStop.
So if we look at what GameStop did from 2015 until 2019, stock was down just like Beyond Meat, right? Over 90%.
Wow.
And then the short squeeze happened. And then it screamed up, 5,000%.
Crazy.
And then it came back down, right? If you would have bought at near its peak when it was around $40 a share to today, it's down, or to 24, it was down 66%. And then it came back up 55%.
Wow.
So it's all over the place. And the reason why GameStop's all over the place is because they don't have a real business. Like, they've just announced plans to become a Bitcoin treasury, just like MicroStrategy. Like, get out of here. You're a dying business. You should have pivoted harder when you had the capital and you had the attention from being one of the first meme stocks.
Yeah. Okay, so what are your predictions for Beyond Meat? Where do you think they're going to go?
My prediction is I need to study the business more, because if they truly have a game plan to give lab grown meat, if consumers would eat lab grown meat, actually answer that in the comments. Would you eat lab grown meat? You don't know it was grown in a lab, or you just see on the menu, right? And they would give some marketing name to it. It'd be like I don't know, kill free meat is probably what they'd call it. I don't know. They'll market it some way fun.
Sure.
But yeah, let me know if you would or would not eat in the comments. That's part of my research because I would eat it. Just because
maybe we could go find it and eat it for research purposes.
Apparently it's expensive right now.
Oh shit!
But it just tastes just like it is meat.
Right.
It's chemically the same thing as meat.
Right.
So this probably isn't our last episode, especially if this meme stock, pops off, and we'll probably be talking about it a lot. So.
I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm also interested to see what Beyond Meat does, right? Do they execute on these plans? If so, how successful are they, and how does their business reflect that success?
Yeah.
Aside from our opinions, what have others said about this?
Yeah, there's one guy who's like leading this on Reddit, just like we saw Roaring Kitty lead the GameStop short squeeze and meme stock rise. So it is a character named Dmitry Semennikin. And he said, and he goes by, you can find him on YouTube as on Capybara Stocks. And he owns about 4% of the stock, which is pretty cool.
Wow, 4% of the stock in Beyond Meat?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So he calls out three big reasons why the stock's going to change. So he talks about the exchange notes in 2027 wiping out almost $1 billion in debt in exchange for 316 million shares. So that's what I was talking about earlier, where there was a big problem with their total debt being 1.28 billion.
Yeah, I mean their debt is more than their market cap.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a very good observation.
It's a Dave and Buster situation.
Yeah. And I need to explore that more, because if they really wiped out 1 billion of that, and now they only have 280 million in debt, that's a much more stable business to me.
Man, I wish I could wipe out debt like that.
And do you know where to go to find out what their debt actually looks like?
Is it their annual report?
Annual report will tell you exactly and you can see what the rates are for it, and you can see everything. So yeah, I'll make a post talking about if that debt actually is getting wiped out. And then he said it's already high short interest, so it made it right for a short squeeze. Okay, I'm not going to bank my thesis on the short squeeze continuing.
Sure.
You want to see that before the squeeze happens, right? But then the issuance of new stock, that's that dilution that we talked about. Mm-hmm. But then the Capybara stock said that it should be interpreted as bullish because it strengthened the company's financial position, which I don't disagree with. I don't like to see dilution like that.
Right.
It does. It's a non-cash charge.
Decreases your ownership.
Yeah, exactly. I like to see the opposite. But I also don't like to see a company with a lot of debt.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's a fascinating company.
Super fascinating. This, Beyond Meat being in a short squeeze was not on my 2025 bingo card.
It wasn't on mine either, honestly. I thought, And to put it in the eternal words of a Redditor, he said, this isn't just about a veggie burger anymore. It's a symbol of rebellion. And the idea there is, right, it's Wall Street who does all these large short positions. So it does feel good to kind of kick them in the pants when they think that they can, short a company into oblivion. Yeah. But I need to do more homework to see if there's actually a real business here.
Cool. Well, this was fantastic. Thanks for pointing this out and taking us through the meat of the issue. Anything else to say on this?
No, but if you want to stay on top of my research beyond this video, you can find it on flankinvesting.com. And if you have no idea what we were talking about and this stuff's all super confusing, don't worry, we got you. Flankinvesting.com has a Learn course that will show you exactly how to do financial research in the exact same way Warren Buffett does it. And Peter Lynch. This is a value investor-based course. And you can access it for free on flankinvesting.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, everybody.